That's valve seats or valve guides. Look at this. Alright, that's not oil. I think it blew up. Oh man. Uncle Rodney decided to say hi. This has never happened to me. I mean, just like always, it was running good before it wasn't. Whoops. Bye bye. LS Vtec. Hopefully it's not too bad. I hope the head is good, because the head was really good shape. Yeah, everything was fine. It was just this hose clamp that was loose. That's why I had a boost leak. I turned down the boost some more, went for a spin. Saw 26 pounds of boost. Didn't break up. So then I turned it down some more to try to hit 24 pounds. Just did a second gear pull. Didn't want to load it up too much, and she gave up the ghost. I've never threw a rod. Man. Aftermath. There you go. Good to go. That's the end for this year. No more Sparky. No more spark plug. Ooh, still hot. Here's the final log. Second gear went up to 26 pounds, 8,600 RPM. Good fuel pressure. Injector duty 61%, air fuel ratio 11.4. Good voltage. Coolant temp 178, IATs 89. And then it died. Doing a bit of inventory. I'm gonna have to sell some of this stuff to finance a new engine. K-Series all-wheel drive, high mileage transmission, spins and shifts really nice by hand. B-Series all-wheel drive, low mileage transmission, 98,000 miles. Both have transfer case. K-Series Accord transmission with RSX Type S internals. This one I might keep. 36mm half shaft. And this I will need. B18 C1. I had this in one of my Integras. It's high miles. Sprayed it with a 75 shot. Fuel solenoid didn't work. Burnt the valve. So the block has some scoring on the cylinder walls, but it still ran. So the block and the crank should be good. Picked up this PR3 B16 JDM cylinder head. Should be virgin. It was just spray painted. And it needs one of the valve cover bolts fixed. They messed it up. On that one is the only problem with it. Should be an easy fix if my head is ruined, which, judging by the spark plug, it probably is. The rod didn't fail. I think the piston failed, or I dropped the valve, because there's the rod connected to the crank, and there's the wrist pin. The rod's in one piece. I can actually touch the rod with my finger. If you look inside, look at the screen. And the rod, since we got a convenient window, see, See my finger over there? Look at this. The bearing is free. It wasn't the rod or the rod bearing that failed. I think I might have dropped the valve maybe, and it destroyed the pieces, the piston to pieces. Or I don't think the piston failed. It was a forged, old school but forged SRP piston. And the car was only making 26 pounds of boost, 13 degrees of timing. That's probably 600 horsepower at most. Yep. It's not the bearing. Probably a dropped valve, so let's pull the valve cover and check it out. It's hard to tell, but there's pieces of the piston in the head. You can see right there. And I think it dropped the valve. All the valves look same height until you get to intake on number 4. It's hard to tell, and I can't turn the engine over because it's locked up. But those two valves are not the same height. This one's higher, that one's lower. I think maybe it dropped an intake valve and destroyed a piston is what happened. Let's see what's behind door number 4. Carnage. Some pieces of the piston and some bent valves. Kind of impressed with these valves actually. These are just Super Tech budget valves. Let's see if we can find the pistons. Yay, piston! Where are you? That's valve seats or valve guides. That's pistons or head. Let you know if I can find a part number. Here's some of the stuff. Fell out of the intake manifold. It's like a piston soup. Some of the piston ring stuff. Oh! Yeah. It's a meat grinder. Dropped the intake valve and went from there. Man, everything is ruined, but I think my turbo actually survived. On the exhaust side, fins look really good on the turbo. Spins really good. So that's good at least. It's just ready to be pulled. First I was just gonna pull the engine, but then to get the T-bracket out, you have to take off the shifter cable bracket, take out this bolt, to take off the T-bracket. At that point, just take off the drive shaft and pull the whole thing. Engine's out. I'll put in an engine stand just so I can take it apart comfortably. I think it's time to take it apart and look at the carnage on the inside. I have a feeling you guys will enjoy this more than I will. We got to the timing belt. That didn't fail. I thought maybe the tensioner failed and one of the cams spun 180 degrees, but you can see they're lined up. I can't spin the engine, but they're pretty lined up. Let's drain the oil, or what I like to call piston soup. All right, that's not oil. Okay then. I guess that's what happens when you punch a hole in the block through the coolant passage. Yummy. It's crazy how this VR1 doesn't turn milky when you mix it with coolant. It just separates. I don't know if that's good or bad. So there's definitely some material in the oil, but since the engine locked up, it didn't do too much damage. Oil filter doesn't actually look bad. I always had a slight oil leak by the oil filter. I couldn't figure it out. Now I know. All these bolts have tendency to get lost, specific lengths. I always zip tie them in the bracket so I don't lose them. Yeah, I use a lot of zip ties, but if I know my car's gonna be down for a while and stuff will be moved around, this is a lifesaver. Vtec screen's not even dirty. That's the valve that dropped, or the tip is missing, but it looks perfectly fine. And I inspected all the valve tips before I put the head on and then did the valve lash. The valve lash was only off by like a thousandths on all of them. It was even from the last lash job. I don't understand. Let's see what's behind this door. So there's the valve that dropped. See the fatigue marks. You think that's how the other one dropped? Looks like the O-ring was sealed up really good. Oh man, it's bad. Man, this O-ring cut into this gasket real nice. What failed? Was it just the valve tip? That all the valves are trash. Can't trust the valve springs anymore. I think it's all Supertech stuff. Why did it do that? Just the valve failed or what? I don't know. Let's take the oil pan off. Found the rest of my piston. Piston rings. Retaining clips. I don't even know what failed. Maybe piston ring pinched. I had a gapped, decent, not sport front wheel drive gap. I think 18 on top, 22 on the bottom on a 81.5 millimeter bore. So yeah, this. Maybe I'll crack the stock sleeve right below cylinder support system, and that took out the piston. That's possible. There's the rest of the piston. Piston ring. Let's add it to the pile. Oh, look what I found. Is this what caused it? Or maybe a cylinder wall cracked and shattered the piston, and that shattered the valve. I'm not sure. Bearings are good. Look at this. Perfect. Look at the bearing on this busted up rod. Brand new. Number one, brand new. That's crazy. All the bearings look so good. Still don't know what failed. If it was cylinder wall that caught the piston, stock sleeve crack caught the piston, shattered it, and messed up the valve, or the valve tip. I'm not sure anymore. Look at this piston. It's like new. It's been in this car since like 2011, I think. Looks like some trash. Did go through the oil pump. So I can either clean it or just get a new ACL pump. Let's check the crank. Oh baby, crank might have survived this. All the rod journals look perfect. Honestly, they look perfect. You can still see the crosshatch from when I rebuilt it, like 2 years ago, completely. So I don't know if it was, this got tore up by the piston and the valve, or the other way around. Was it the chicken or the egg? From the rebuild like 2 years ago. They look pretty good. The ones you see that caught some trash, pretty sure that's trash from this blow up, because I could still see pieces of aluminum in there. The neighboring piston got beat up the most. Number 2 got beat up a little less. Number 4 might have survived. This rod got beat up a little bit. Crank, the counterweight got beat up. And then there's number 4. I don't know if it's fixable, but I'm on the budget, so I'll try to take it to my buddy David. We'll try to weld it and try to clean it up ourselves, as long as the head is not cracked. And then we have a machine shop locally that can do valve seats and valve guides. Maybe it's worth trying to fix it. It's a good GSR head. So I was on CP's website, you know, shopping around for some pistons. And I seen something on their website that said if you plan on making 550 horsepower plus, you should upgrade your wrist pins. And I thought, is it possible the wrist pin is what failed? Since I was making over 600 for sure. Head gasket was finally sealed. It had great spark, so it was making all the power. Is it possible my wrist pin failed and caused all the damage? What do you guys think? These are pretty dinky. Let me know. 21mm wrist pin, 4mm wall. What is it good for? 550, 600. And you know, once the wrist pin fails, then the piston is just gonna smash. I mean, the rod's gonna smash piston into the head. I had this idea while my GSR block, I'll maybe send it out to get it sleeved on a Black Friday deal to JBR or something. Maybe I should find a stock B20, throw the stock B16 head in there with my I have GSR cams, or these BC Stage 2 turbo cams. Just a stock B20V with some reused head studs. 400 wheel. See if it runs 10s. I don't know. Low 11s should be fun though. It's an idea because I can get a B20 for $300-400 just for fun. Let me know.